Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Truth and Banter. Last week was a blast. We had the guys go head to head on a couple of topics, and we're here again to dissect some questionable things that have happened in the world of football. Also, some interesting things, some comparisons that have been thrown around in the EPL. First, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Big Lala. I'm the host of the pod, and I've got several guests with me. And the first person is
Hello guys, how you doing today? Up Gunners.
Gunners. Are you guys are still in 4 trophies? Are you guys you're going to make 4 trophies? How many trophies will you win?
I played the fifth.
You played the fifth. Next on the pod is
Hello. My name is
no
Openyinka. You can call me OPK. Welcome to today's edition.
OPK. What does OPK mean? Is it Okpoke or what?
Openyinka. Up Chelsea, up Jackson, and Okuku.
Up Jackson. Next on my list, I've got Kodo.
Hi everyone, my name is Kodo and I'm a diehard Liverpool fan. Excited to be here.
Okay, we didn't have a Liverpool representative last week, but now we do. So he's going to represent all things Liverpool. Rollins.
Hello guys. My name is Rollins. It's good to be here once again.
Okay, Rollins, you didn't add that you're Ateta's first son, but no wala, we'll move on. Pele.
Ateta's army.
Ateta's first son. Show.
Yeah, I'm right here. Well done, everybody. This is Show. Diehard United fan, as always.
Diehard. If they say, you choose to die or make Man United die, we're going to choose.
But Man, you don't fit die. Leave that one.
Man, you don't fit die.
Man, you don't die already. You know if you die again.
Okay, you don't fit die. What is dead can never die again. All right. I got Pele as well. Pele, go on.
Yeah, Brasso 7 Pele. In armoring with us. Now not the see tactics. Now we hear this season. Yeah, United
So,
like
5 wins, 5 losses. And was it 4 wins, 4 losses? What is it? Now tactics
just
with that.
come. Storm they come. We don't talk say we go see the storm. So the storm never finish.
Okay. So welcome, guys. We're gonna jump into some icebreakers. Maybe perhaps just quick in 10 seconds, right? I want you guys to tell me who the most overrated coach is right now in the Premier League. Just tell me, give me a name and use like 10-15 seconds to tell me why. This is gonna go around quickly. Who is the most overrated, football coach in the Premier League today? Or okay, let's not say Premier League. Let's say in the whole world. Who is the most overrated football coach? It's your opinion. Nobody's going to say yes, no, agree or disagree. So let's just make it as quick as possible. Dele,
I'll say sports coach.
why?
It's just there. I don't think it's what the press used to on him, but yeah, for me, it's just I think that's
Right. Okay. Next, OPK.
Personally, I feel like most people on this call know you all know who I'm going to choose. But yes, so I'm here to prove you right. I'll say Arteta.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah,
Why?
I know.
Why
Because
why?
he's going into his 5th or 6th season with just one COVID FA Cup to show, with a lot of money spent. Resilience. That's all he has to show in those 6 or 7 years. For me, I don't think it's a very good coach.
Interesting. COVID FA Cup. That's the first time I'm hearing that. Kodo, who's your most overrated coach?
Vincent Company,
Why?
for obvious reasons. I don't know how he finessed his way into getting the Bayern job, and to be honest, he's doing really poorly, irrespective of where they are at the table right now. I just see him as, I feel like he's just living off the taxes of being, a great Man City player. And for me, he's just so overrated that he finessed his way into getting the Bayern job.
Interesting. Right. For a black man to finesse his way into the Bayern job. Rollins?
Nah. I'm not going to go that route.
I'm not saying
that.
There's like 0.01%. Don't worry. We don't want to go back and forth.
That's a conversation for another day. Yeah.
Yeah. Rollins?
Okay, for me, it's Luis Enrique.
Luis Enrique. Why? Why do you think so?
I've never been convinced of him that he's a good tactician.
He won the treble, didn't
Yeah,
he? Right?
he met a fantastic team led by was it Pep Guardiola also? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not convinced
Okay.
of him yet.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Okay. I'll have said it at Teta, but I think I totally agree with Dele. Is that sports coach? I recall when the guy arrived, and I think they won about 3, 4, 5 games on the stretch, and the whole media was like, "Yeah, this is the guy," attacking, attacking, attacking. But here we are today. The guy is literally fighting for his life. I'm I'm sure the guy might even get sacked before the end of the
Interesting.
season. Yeah, I hardly see anything tactical. I mean, I watch majority of sports game. Let me say 70% of sports game, and believe me, it doesn't really come off as someone who has something up his sleeves. So for me, I'll
All right.
just lean towards the sports guy. Although Ateta is also on fraud watch list.
Just choose one. No, they find trouble. No, they find trouble.
I'll say for once, I want to agree with Okoyika that Arteta is just an android Pep Guardiola. Just the same, just the talk, just the evidence. No, about Bonaparte talk that thing. Just a show working at the evidence no day. One COVID trophy. What is the plan for how many years? They are just building. Are you going to continue building? Man City, Liverpool at some point they've been sloppy. He had the chance to win the league and has bottled it twice. So he's just been overrated. He can't perform more than that. He has gotten to his feet and he can't get better.
Okay. Thank you all for your thoughts. Ateta, in terms of votes, took that one. We're not going to go back and forth over it, but maybe we'll make that a topic for the next pod. Is he really overrated? Has he really done well for us now? Would dissect that in the next episode. So on to the topics for today. The one that's on the front burner is Ashley Young. Now, Ashley Young plays for Everton at the moment, still 39 years old. And, they had an FA Cup game with Peterborough being managed by Darren Ferguson. And yes, there's been a lot of media around Ashley Young uh, and his son facing each other in an FA Cup game. All these stories, all these media goodwill all around the club. Like who gives a crap about Peterborough? Who gives a crap about Everton? But yeah, there was this media goodwill for them leading up to the game. People were expecting that at least this guy would face his son. I'm not so sure if it's happened before, but something special was set to happen. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen for some reason, and everyone on social media have had things to say. They've had things to say. So now I want us to talk about this, but I want people who agree that the coach messed up. Can I get an I? I'll say it in the mic. If you agree that the coach messed up, can I get an I?
Aye.
Hi.
So we have two people agreeing that the coach messed up. So I'm taking it that the rest of you guys think the coach did not mess up. Can I get an I? Just to confirm.
Aye. Yeah, aye. Aye.
Hi.
All right. So if the guys who think the coach messed up, can you tell me why you think he messed up?
Yeah, I'll go first. I know football is not about emotions and all, but sometimes you need to bend the rules. They don't they didn't stand they at some point they never stood a chance to win the game. So at least they could have just done that for the culture. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is Kudu. For me, I feel like I'll just continue from where Pele was trying to say earlier. I understand that football shouldn't all be about emotions and things like that, but I mean, they got no chance against Everton, and Everton were leading 1-0 already. And yeah, I understand that the coach came out to say, oh, he's got his reasons. If the game was at 2-0, he would have brought him on, and all of that. Yeah, that's fine. But there are some things that are more than football. Football, that was a lifetime opportunity. That was something that, again, I don't think I myself have done any research around if this has ever happened before, but this was an opportunity for him himself to sort of put his name out there as someone who made something as incredible and lovely like that happen in world football. It would have meant a lot to everyone. I mean, you could see Ashley Young tweeted me after the game to say he was gotten. I actually had to quote him. I dislike Everton from like shit, but that was a moment that could have defined something about football. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So it was, for me, it was more than football, and should have been treated that way. I mean, that's why you give the likes of people like Jurgen Klopp, who would not pass an opportunity like that to to go to waste. But it is what it is in football at the end of the day. But I mean, for me personally, I think it just underscores some. Yeah, I'll just leave it that way.
Interesting. Opanka, you are against the accession. What do you think so?
So I think personally, they all said the most important points while trying to defend that decision. Football is not a charity competition. It's a competition, for God's sake. And like for the lower teams, this is what they live for. They are living for moments like this, that they will come to Premier League ground and play. So you can't say they are coming with no chance. I mean, Brentford was beaten today at home by Plymouth or wherever. They are currently the last on the table in their league. So this is football. Anything can happen. So they are coming with a dream. So apart from that, this Ashley Young son that we're talking about, people are failed to check that the guy has only played maybe 2 games all season. He has combined maybe maximum of maybe 17 minutes. So he's not that footballer that a coach can trust in your biggest game so far in the season. So the coach has done what is best for the team. And I don't like the fact that, in fact, I have someone that said the reason he does not watch football again is because football has become the normal music type of entertainment. So now we just want to make news. Father, son, it has happened before in football. This is not the first time. But even the father did not start the game. That's the funny thing. The father is not good enough to start the game, and the son is also not good enough to start the game. But because we want to make stories on social media, then everybody's forcing it and blaming the coach. The coach even came out that one Everton player told him some sort of rubbish around that. It's not meant to be. He did the good thing for the team. 1-0, they were in the game until the 90th minute that they considered a penalty. So how do you expect a coach to bring on a defender at 1-0 because you want to sell news to social media?
Well, I mean, I've gone ahead to look at the form of Everton. I look at the form of Peterborough. They're not in the most in the best of forms when it comes to football, right? Peterborough, they're maybe mid-table. Everton towards the bottom end and things like that. I mean, at least if you're not going to give your fans something to cheer about in terms of results, do you think like people like Everton fans wouldn't have wanted something like this to happen with their club involved? Oh, father and son faced off each other. It's an opportunity, especially in the FA Cup, to put your club in the history books, if I would say, even if it was 1 minute, right? Do you think it wasn't even something that should have been considered, regardless of the situation? It doesn't have to be, oh, he's a defender. Don't defenders score goals? Don't people on debuts, young players coming on, don't they score goals for a team? Must it have to be a striker?
I mean, the coach, there's a tactic. But what you are trying to say now is, do you see an Everton fan will pick that great moment above qualification? Let's ask that.
But no, it wasn't even Everton. It's Preston, Peterborough right now, because they're the ones who didn't bring. Everton did their part, right? Ashley Young did not start, but he came on in the second half, right? Why couldn't Peterborough, who are languishing in 19th in League Two, do the same? You're even about to be relegated to the National League in England, right? Why didn't you try and keep yourself some sort of positive outlook in the eyes of people? Maybe even give your players a bit of morale for making history.
And so, sorry, can I say something? And
Go on.
just as you said, I mean, that's something that would have been remarkable. And imagine bringing on that boy. That was an opportunity for we never can tell. It is football again. That's an opportunity for someone like that to come in and feel like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to sort of make a statement with this game. And we never can tell. It could be the one who does the equalizer. It could be the one who assists. It could be the one who scores it because he's coming on into that game to make a statement. He's coming on into that game to make the game a remarkable one. Moments like that or situation like that can create beautiful moments, like him equalizing or him even assisting. So those are the kind of things that that made me feel like, nah, come on, we could have just given the boy a chance.
Can I
Yeah,
jump
but-
in here? I don't understand why this is even an argument, because are we trying to say football is not turned to favorism? Every other player there has kids and whatever. So what if the 10 players on the pitch also have their sons on the same team? So we'll tell the coach, oh, bring in every son of every player in there because they want to make history.
It's an
First thing,
opportunity, yeah.
Opportunity for
To
what?
put
Are we
yourself
saying favorism
in
because
the history
father-
books.
Hold on. Who cares about that? Are we saying because other people that are better than the son of Ashley Young because of history? they
If
should
the
feature?
son wasn't good enough,
No,
he
come
wouldn't
on.
even make the team in the first place.
He probably made the bench because of even that. He probably even made the team. We don't know how good the boy is. Okpayinka made something. He said he has only played 17 minutes.
Regardless.
And they are youngsters on the bench who I think they are better than him. So are we saying because his last name is Young, then okay, every other person that is way better that can change the game should sit down for just
So
something? of history?
I think you're mixing up. We're not saying because he's young. It's not an opportunity for the youngs themselves. It's also an opportunity for the clubs that are involved. Everton, Peterborough. This happened in 2025.
Okpayinka said something. Nobody's
No.
going to actually remember.
I disagree, bro. I think
That's why they call
the
it
world
history.
of football will remember that. Their name, the Peterborough name, will be sung or will be mentioned everywhere, every time, every year. Trust me. Because
When
this
there's
is something that
Are we saying this?
Sorry.
in English football.
Sorry,
I like
I couldn't say much. I couldn't
Okay,
say much.
so
but,
I'll ask you. Sorry.
yeah,
I'll
sorry, I
ask you.
couldn't say much. Okay, go ahead.
If it's this important, the other leagues that will happen, do you know any of them?
Let me add to that. I think this is not the first time the thing happened. If I'm correct, I think God Johnson played with his father. I'm not so sure. If you can fact check that for me.
Is this Ideo Johnson?
So I'd like to just chip in a point here. Okay. All right. So now, for every game, there is an objective for the game. Just like Akwenka said, this is an opportunity for a team in League Two, League One, National League, and the likes to come into the, play in the Premier League team stadium and then, showcase themselves or, what is it called? They can just, be lucky and then win the game. Now, a coach who is probably languishing in 19th in League Two, of course, technically is on the verge of being sacked. League One, sorry, is on the verge of being sacked. Now, the coach somehow wants to, just try his luck and see he could probably just be lucky and, win Everton. Okay, so now the coach is on the losing end. All right, so what I'm trying to say in essence is now this guy is on the losing end up to about 90th minute. Believe you me, the first thing on top of his head is not to make some history of Young came in Young and come on, no. I don't think that will be in his head. That's one. Two, if Ashley Young's child was a striker or a forward, yeah, he would have stood a better chance of coming in. He's a defender for God's sake. You can imagine if, for example, Chelsea is playing, say, Real Madrid in the Champions League, and the team is Chelsea is one goal down, and then the coach bring in Disasi and remove Tosin. I mean, I know
Yeah,
you all.
Tosin might be tired. No, we're making it sound like players don't get tired. A defender can be tired and can be replaced.
Now, defender by 90th minute when you in a knockout stage, when you are losing, come on, Lala. It's not even a right back who can put crosses.
Let me
The kid is a
say something.
fullback. The kid is a
Yeah, let me
fullback.
say something.
Yeah, go
Football
on.
is as much as we want to say football is not about charity, we should also show some respect. Now we have 5 substitution in football, not longer 3 football. If the coach fully in his plan to have that boy on that field, there's nothing stopping him from reserving the last substitution until the last minute for him to come on. You can't tell me for 4 subs is not enough for you to move the difference and then wait until the last minute. We've seen that in a lot of times where people get on the last minute just to make their appearance for some reasons, maybe to add to their cap or for whatever reason. So I feel the coach has not shown enough respect to Ashley Young
Sorry, sorry, please, can I
as a
come here?
retired national team. So,
I would actually like to comment too. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
please.
the coach does not owe Ashley Young any sort of respect. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If
Before
the
OPK comes
coach
in,
gets okay,
wait, sure. I like where you put it. It doesn't owe him, right? Doesn't mean he can't give it. That's one. I want to make an example of things that have happened in the past, an opportunity for people to, have their name in the history books. Arsenal, India, was it India unbeaten season or whatever season it was? They had a defender, I've forgotten his name. The guy had to, he had an agreement with Wenger to come in just so he can make 10, appearances so he could get a Premier League medal. That was very important to him, and he made sure that happened. That's one. Diego Costa, Atletico Madrid, he was allowed, he was unfit, right? But the coach, he wanted to say, I played in the Champions League final. He was allowed to just come in, and within how many minutes, they sacrificed that one substitute, and they did that. Fine, they might have lost the game, which is fine, but it did something good for their player. It did something good for their fans and for the wishes of the fans. There are several other examples like that where people go beyond, I don't owe you anything. Oh, it's an important football match. I should not do this. I should not do that. But they did it for those players. It was an opportunity for them to put their names, say, I played in the Champions League final. I played 10 football games in the season and I won and I have a Premier League medal. Are you saying those coaches, what they did was wrong? They didn't, they didn't, the fact that they regarded their player and said, I'm going to just give you this respect and say, this happened under my watch, or this happened under your watch in this season. Are you saying they did something wrong by doing that? Why couldn't this guy, Darren Ferguson, do the same?
okay, Lala, I think you're
Can I-
missing something. There's difference between being like a gentleman and owing somebody something. They are two different things. The coach do not owe Ashley Young this kind of respect of some sort. No, he does not. That he does this out of his own free will or out of his, I want to make the Young family happy, or he does, or if otherwise, should not be categorized as if he has done something bad. No, the coach also has a job on the line. If this coach give this boy whatever opportunity now on that game, okay, and for whatever reason rather, the team still get of course not get knocked out like they have been knocked out. That does not mean that the board of that team will say, oh no, he gave Young his debut against his father, then no, let's not sack him. No, don't forget the coach
Beating
has a
Everton will
job.
not save him too, because he's 19th and he's
You
about
might
to be
think,
relegated.
well, it doesn't matter. He might just have a lifeline with beating Everton. And like I said, the guy is not even an attacker or a forward that would have said, okay, we need a goal. Okay,
That's not
come
an
in.
excuse, Joe. That's not an excuse.
No. You are the one trying to create something out of nothing.
No,
The
the whole
boy,
world is talking about it. I'm not creating
that is
anything.
that's their personal opinion. It doesn't make it right. Just like the old world talks about how some sort of players are not good enough or some are good enough and they are not, and it's vice versa. So please, I do not think it's because of course, the English team just want to say, oh yeah, we had a father, son, whatever. Yeah, the guy has a job on the line and the boy is not fit to play for that match. That's it.
Interesting. OPK, I think I kept you on hold for a while. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So firstly, I dropped the boy stats on WhatsApp group. So are you saying the guy didn't start other games because the coach does not respect Ashley Young? This shows that the boy is not actually. He made his professional debut like 2 games ago. Was just promoted. He's still a very young boy, regardless. But my main point here is, if you are going to look at this realistically as holistic approach, you will blame Everton because Yoruba, what they call Agbaya. If they had probably won the game, maybe 5-0 from the first half, and the coach failed to make that sub, then we can say, okay, the coach did something that is wrong. But these guys, they were in the. Did anybody watch the game here? Everton struggled all through that game. And Peterborough have every right to think they are still in the game to the very end. So for you to, and the truth is, we're having this conversation because the media sold this story to us. If they didn't come up with this story that, father, son, something, I'm sure nobody would give a fuck up. Sorry for the language. Nobody would give F about whatever happened here. But because the media sold this to us, because they wanted the story out of it, they knew it could go either way. A coach will probably for a game strategize. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to manage this game. Okay, maybe in 60th minute, maybe you are 3 goals down or 4 goals down, then I can make this sub. Or 1-0, they were in the game. They have everything to play for. We've seen lower teams struggling in their leagues, and they go all the way in FA Cup to maybe round 5 or something. It's possible. So you can't say because they are 19th, they are going to give up. Like I played a local league here where when they have that, like the local DFP poker, you see the young guys, it's their dream. Some of them don't even sleep because this is what they live for. They just want to see some of the big boys. That's what they want to see. So as Tyler Young is just one of those young boys that have dreams and they want to play against big boys. So he cannot just because of the one man dream. If this is supposed to do anything for him, it's supposed to make him dream bigger and to be determined to go all the way. Not because he didn't play against his father. There are so many records that can be broken. This is just he's 18 years. He has a lot of days ahead of him. So don't let.
But this happens. This doesn't happen These are not records you can just wake up
There's
and
nothing
break.
special in this
Because,
record, brother. There's nothing special.
nah, come on. You think if Ronaldo had the chance to play with his son, you think
what would that do? Of all the records that he has broken,
Why do you think Ronaldo is still playing football? I mean, he said
He's
he
still
said he wants
playing. That's a
he wants to
chance.
play with his son, even if it's one game.
So wait, playing with your son versus winning a trophy. Okay, maybe winning a trophy with your son. Which one do you think sounds more exciting?
When he retires, they
That's
play a charity
winning a
match
trophy with
together.
your sibling is not
Play a
even
charity
When he
competition, my
retires, they
brother.
play a charity match together.
that's not a
It'll be fine.
competitive game now. But let's have final words on this. Who hasn't dropped the thought that I just felt that guy was being, I mean, what's his name? Darren Ferguson. I don't rate the guy, to be honest. Personally, I thought it wouldn't hurt, even if it's the last minute or whatever it is, or whether they scored in the last minute or not. You're saying you could have. Again, they called the FA Cup the magic of the FA Cup. They say those things when it comes to them because smaller teams come on, provide shock. That could have been his positive karma, but yeah, who knows? Final words from anyone before we move it on to the next agenda.
Okay, yeah. My final word on this is that see, this boy is a defender. He has a 0.0000001% of coming in and making
That's a lie.
as a defender
It's a lie.
compared to if he is an attacker or a striker. Thank you.
So we're going to move on to the next topic on the agenda. This one, I think people would maybe break their heads or not. Now, Terry versus Ferdinand has been a conversation that has gone on for a long time. Even after these two guys have, hung up their boots, they no longer play. Terry, being an assistant manager, works with me, I think head of maybe is it recruitment or something due at Chelsea, and then there's Ferdinand, who has become a media person. He's been a pundit. He runs a podcast, YouTube channel. Now, we're not comparing the aftermath of their careers. We just want to know who the better defender is between the two of them. Of course, they've won everything individually. Terry won the Champions League, even if he's by, how will I put it, even if he just had to suit up one of those other occasions, even while he was suspended or he was injured. And then there's Ferdinand as well, who's also won the Champions League with Man United. Also, they've both represented England and they've been paired together in major competitions. Who is a better defender and why? I'm going to start with Opeyinka.
I know you are going to start with me, but please, can you start with someone else? I'll come back.
Why they fair?
No, I need to.
Okay, I'm gonna You want to get some facts?
Okay.
Okay, Kodo, I'm gonna start with you then.
Yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer. Terry over Ferdinand any day, anytime. Character. I mean, yeah, character on the pitch. That's in terms of leadership and everything. I think you can't take. I mean, I don't even understand why it's a debate. Really, to be fair, because yeah, they are both excellent players, very good players in their prime. They both won loads of trophies, and even I think they both played together for England for a while. And even though they didn't win anything together, but personally and statistically, and I mean, for anyone who I believe watched them play in their prime, I don't think anyone would take Ferdinand over Terry, because there is no area of their football or even the statistics that you would find Ferdinand being better than Terry. Yeah.
Which of these statistical points are we using to
Anyone,
judge them?
just pick anyone and tell me which one
Yeah, well,
Ferdinand is better.
the ones I'm seeing on display now. Me, I'm only playing devil's advocate. So I'm not supporting any in this conversation. For this one, I'm only playing devil's advocate. So I'm seeing goals. I'm seeing assists. Of course, I can see clean sheet,
Yeah,
which isn't something individual anyway. That's is based on 4 other
yeah.
players in the defense. So which of these statistics? I just want you to put a name to it. Which of these statistics, apart from things that I've mentioned, makes Terry better than Ferdinand?
Apart from clean sheets, goals.
Yes, yeah,
Did you mention goals?
for defenders. Yeah, I mentioned goals, but for defenders, should we be looking at goals?
Yeah,
as
when your
a
team
yardstick?
needs you and your forward are not delivering. That's why it's 11 players that are playing. Even the keeper can help when he's needed.
That's a good point. Sure, what do you think about that?
Okay. For me, before I say who I'm going for, I just like to drop a few stuffs. Okay. So there's no way in this world of football that you judge a defender based on goal scored. I think that's totally irrelevant to the cause of a defender, a central defender. Now, I don't think that goal scored or assist should be a criteria. However, Terry is always better than Ferdinand for me. Yeah, Terry is better than Ferdinand. Yeah, the gap is not too wide. Yeah, but Terry is better. Thank you.
Interesting. Okay, Dele. I think everyone's on Terry. Who's for Ferdinand? Anyone's for Ferdinand in this discussion?
I
Hello.
agree with the boys. I agree with the boys.
Yeah.
Because if I say let's compare in terms of abilities, you know, everybody agrees is a better goal scorer. Assist is a better. I mean, yes, Show said you can't judge that, which is fair. You can't judge it, but sometimes when statistics and abilities are close like that, we look for the best thing or the next thing to separate them. The only thing I would say Ferdinand might be better is aggressive play. You know, maybe you have a very aggressive striker, maybe like Drogba, but you put in Drogba, you look for okay, who will handle Drogba better, Terry or Ferdinand? Maybe I might be wrong on that, but I would always take Terry.
So no one's for Ferdinand on this spot. Nobody thinks. I'm surprised.
Hello.
Even Man United fans. Yeah, Rollins, go on.
Okay. So, this is a controversial one because both had a very good playing career in EPL. They're not too far. They're not too far from each other. It's just based on how will I call it now? Who do you like to choose? Not like one is better than one. No, I don't think so. Ferdinand is a good defender. Terry, see, as Terry.
Interesting. Anyone has some final thoughts on this before we move on?
Okay, now I can
OPK.
come up. Okay, so basically for me, my first disrespectful to Ferdinand, but I think this is not a debate actually. If you are saying Vidic, for example, if you say Vidic, Terry, I can that can be up for debate. But now we are talking about someone that has led someone with more goals, more assists, more clean sheets, more trophies won. So I think it's actually not a debate. It can be a debate when we have some way you can maybe it's better here. But if Terry has beaten him in every way you classify, you can use to compare them. It's not a debate. Personally,
More red cards, more yellow cards.
most like the sensible stats. I mean,
Okay, it's good you brought Vidic up. So what would make Vidic the conversation different if we're looking at it statistically, right? What would make Vidic different? Because Vidic in his better part of his years was partnered with Ferdinand, and whatever shared stats they had together at Man United would be the same across board. And I don't even think Vidic scored as much or much more than Ferdinand. If I could check those stats, what would make it a conversation to say, oh, Vidic is better than Terry if Ferdinand cannot be in the
so
conversation?
for me, right, I didn't check any stats for Vidic, but like watching Vidic play, of course I'll still go for Terry, but watching Vidic in those years, the Fernando Torres battle, how he played against the tough defenders.
He
with
lost all
blood.
those battles, by the way.
Yes. He can play, drop his life on the line, the blood splashing everywhere. He's not afraid to, just the same way Terry was never afraid to put his head on anybody, whether your foot is up in the air. So yeah, I like to defend. Like now, I do argue with anybody. I feel Saliba is protected because of what's it called? Gabriel. I would prefer Gabriel to Saliba. And no disrespect to anyone. But I just like the people that, so in Terry Prime, we have other defenders that they do a lot of work for Terry. But Terry is not like he's going to stand there. He will still put his life, he throws his body on the line and does every dirty job, right? But for Vidic, like I was saying, he can die on the pitch. That is it. He's not scared to put the block tackle and everything. So I would prefer a conversation of a Vidic Terry, then we have to look into the start and everything. I didn't look into it, but I'm just saying that I would prefer that. But Ferdinand, Terry beats my hands down.
I think it should be Ferdinand and Van Dijk.
Okay. Sorry. I like to come. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Actually, I think Okoyinka's opinion is down to preference. Okoyinka basically likes aggressive defenders. Ferdinand is not an aggressive defender. He's more of a VVD. He's clean sweep, all those kind of things. Their jersey is always tucked in, not dirty. But Vidic, Puyol, Terry, they are those kind of defenders. They just want to, whatever it takes on that pitch, we're going to die there. That kind of mentality. Yeah, but Ferdinand is more of, okay, no, I'm not that aggressive. But let me, when that is aggressive, when you go into those tackles, I'll just pick up the ball and then, give it to the midfielder. That's the kind of defender Ferdinand is.
I think he's aggressive, but he's not aggressive. Might not be the word.
Nah, he's not. No, he's not. He's not.
Yeah, maybe aggressive is not the word in my own term, because you cannot bully Ferdinand even while playing. It's like you saying Van Dijk is not aggressive.
True.
His aggressive is just different. It's clean. It's a more.
He's not. He's not aggressive.
No. I mean, your opinion. That's what I'm saying. For me,
okay.
That's why I say I'll prefer to say either Ferdinand and Van Dijk, because they have, and Saliba, they're like both fancy defenders. Let's put it that way. I don't think
now you're talking. Now you're talking.
That's why I started. I said the word I don't think for me is aggressive. I cannot believe Ferdinand. Even Fernando Torres battle that you're talking about, Fernando Torres won a lot of battle against Vidic, and he dare not confess. There was a time I remember Ferdinand pulled his shirt back or something like that. What are you talking? Ferdinand is aggressive, but not maybe like a dirty defender. Maybe that's the word.
There's been difference between aggressive defender and also a sweeper. So when you say aggressive defender, they're the first set of defenders that charges into a player. Ferdinand is not that kind of player, so that is not a defender. So
exactly,
he has the physicality. You challenge him. He's a different entirely. So now he's like Van Dijk and Saliba, and then Ferdinand. Ferdinand is going to sit back while Vidic goes and do the job, the dirty job. So he's going to charge into the striker. He goes behind it, but Ferdinand, of course, is going to come in at the end. For me, Lala, Terry is better, yes. But again, Ferdinand, as we've all mentioned, easy.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree. I can't I can accept that everyone's assertions are true that Terry is better, right? But then when you now say, "Oh, if we bring Vidic, then okay." So I just want to know what metric that you guys are using to say Terry is better.
Please,
And
please,
so, but you,
can I
yeah,
say
go
one
on.
more thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've just categorized super defenders and aggressive defenders. So I like the fact that that's why I say this one is a controversial one. Because for me now, between Saliba and Gabriel, if I'm using that logic, I prefer Saliba and Gabriel. But we are talking about the two players, they are not far from each other. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to say. That is down to preference of the kind of defenders you like. Ferdinand and Terry, they are good defenders. They are not far from each other. You can't use goals or clean sheets to differentiate the two. No. They are very
Wow.
good defenders.
Rollins. That's why we mentioned at first, Rollins, that yes, they are both wonderful world class defenders. They're probably the best or one of the best two. But at the point when you get to a point where you must choose one, there's not a lot of stats there's not a lot of things that you can use to differentiate or say this one is better than that. But that's when the stats of goals, and yes, you cannot, show said it the other time, you cannot use that goals and assist stats for a defender. But at the end of the day, that's what we use. This season now, a lot of people on a lot of crazy Arsenal fans, excuse my French, would say, "Oh yes, Saliba is this, is that, is this." But Gabriel has won us more games and more points.
Yeah.
So by the end of the season, when you're looking at the games, like we always say, goals win you games. Winning games wins you trophy. Nobody's going to say, "Oh yes, Saliba is that Rolls Royce that is passing the ball and do it." No, that's not it. It's the goals that Gabriel scored for us. Set piece when we're not playing well.
You are right. You are right. But if you still want to go about stats, especially for clean sheets, they are not far. They're not far from each other.
Yeah,
Very
because they
close.
play together, obviously.
Yeah, I mean
Very, very
that's
close.
what I wanted to to point out, that because these guys play together, I just want to know what stats. Opanka, you dropped a
Yeah.
few
Yeah, I was going to
come
come to what you said earlier. So
Yeah.
the reason why I said I'm going to rate a Vidic is in what I just dropped on the group now. So Ferdinand has almost times 3 of the games he played. However, Vidic in those games he played considered 133 goals, while Vidic considered 180. You look at blocks, look at their blocks, look at last man clearances, look at area battles won. Even though Ferdinand played more, almost times 3 of the games, you can see this stat. This is just a defending stat. So that's what I was saying. Like, I would prefer a defender like Vidic to a defender like Terry, to Ferdinand, even though they played together this whole time. But yeah, these are the stats I'm referring to. These are just basically defending, which applies to defenders alone.
Interesting. I think these are good stats. I'll probably add them to the edit so that we could everyone can see what we talked about.
Yeah. Sorry, Lala. I like to. I don't know if Openka can also help us. I like him to help me pull up the stats for Gabriel and Saliba. This same stats, because technically, yeah. Okay, good. Because of course, like myself, I like aggressive defender, British, Law, Gabriel and the likes.
So basically, you guys like, you like people.
No, I'm talking about preference.
News.
These are
News. We have breaking news here. Kyle Walker has asked to leave Manchester City. Breaking news.
He's been done since now. So
like I was saying, okay. I like aggressive defenders, okay. However, we all know who is being rated, who is highly rated between Saliba and Gabriel.
So
my own
one question. You've
okay.
Now, because you've said you like aggressive defenders. Now, some of these things that you see, for example, Okwanyika has dropped in terms of defending stats, right? A defender who is more calculative and who doesn't jump into tackles, who doesn't want to block and things like that, doesn't mean that those kind of defenders are not good defenders.
I think you're missing a point. Okay, and I'll give you what I mean. Now, when you play the back four, and many a times now, the two central defenders will be facing just one striker. You understand? Now, it's the aggressive ones, majority of the time, that goes into tackle with the striker. Now, the other ones will only, come with a clean sweep eventually, because when the aggressive one goes into tackle with the striker, of course, it weakens the striker a bit, whether the striker is so pacey, has some level of strength and all of that. But during that tackle, the striker becomes weaker, either with his pace or whatever. So the other guy just comes in, and majority of the time, these super defenders, they are very skillful. So they just come in, pick up the ball and then recycle and start the game again. Now, it's on rare cases. That's why majority of the time, if you pull up the stat for Gabriel and Saliba, Gabriel goes into tackles more than Saliba. Saliba just pick up the balls and then, recycle. Just like GVD as well. He actually goes into tackles like that. Konate, Gomez, or whoever is pairing in goes into those tackles. I mean, you could see in the last game when Trent was leaving his role and then the work was too much for VVD. You could see him literally, if it was possible, because they would have slapped Trent, So that's the kind of defenders they are. They are quite calm, they are not as aggressive as the other guys. So the other guys will always have those stats, block, interception, and all of those things, more than the sweepers, which are the calm guys.
I get you, sure, but yes, I understand what you're saying, but just I do feel like sometimes strikers, maybe they target who they want to battle with or who they enjoy. I mean, they think is a weak spot, and yeah, some of these defenders will probably have more activity or more of these stats because they are prone to battle with strikers and things like that, which is fine. Anyone else has last words before we move on to the next topic?
I think let me have the last word. Whatever you just said now, I think I do honestly 100% agree. It depends on the striker as well. A physical striker, I'll use Arsenal as an example. A physical striker would not want to dare to go to Gabriel. No way. They will probably want to stay with Saliba. But, a striker who I would say maybe is more skillful, is that what I would say? Would probably want to choose Saliba. I stay corrected? I don't know, but you're right. It depends, and Rollins is also right. It depends on the player, and it depends on maybe the team or on preference.
Okay.
But for me, I think,
and that's why majority of the time, when Manchester United played Chelsea at the time, it's always Drogba and Vidic, and not Drogba and Ferdinand, because it is always the aggressive one that most. It's just it's like a game plan for the team themselves. See, hey, you have to make sure that you go in hard with that guy so that I can, because of course Ferdinand knows that physicality, he can't go in with Drogba, so he's always the aggressive one so that he can at least weaken the striker a bit while the other guy just comes.
Okay, all right, no problem. We're gonna move on to the next one. It's another comparison, but this we're discussing this because the official Premier League handle posted they posted a comparison between Salah and Henry. But we've already discussed Salah and Hazard in the previous episode. And again, I just want to ask you guys, is this like a first comparison? We can see here Salah had, in 282 matches, he scored 175 Premier League goals. Henry has scored 175 in 258. So of course, in less goals, that means he has more minutes per goals. But then Salah has more assists. Think about 8 more assists, more wins, more win percentage when he's playing. Henry has more braces, has more, more hat tricks. Is this a first comparison by the Premier League? Does Salah deserve to be mentioned in the same sentence as Thierry Henry, or is it just numbers? I'm going to start with Okpenyika. Don't pass me, just talk.
Number. For reading,
you should have started with the Liverpool fan.
Yeah, let's start. There's a reason I want to ask Okpenyika because we're throwing subs the whole week.
Yeah. But I mean, everybody knows my standpoint. For me, Salah is just that regular. He should not be in these conversations. But of course, football is now about goals and assists. So if Salah was like 25 years old, I would have said in the next 5 years, he will also be in conversation with Ronaldo and the like, because of course he's going to keep scoring. So because it's sad enough that football is just about scoring now. People don't. Salah goes for 80 minutes, then comes up with a penalty in 90 minutes, then removes his shirt and is the Egyptian king. Sadly, that is where we are now as the people. But then it doesn't deserve to be in that conversation. It should be in a conversation with Darren Bent, people that are good goal scorers as well. Yes, I said what I said. Yes, Darren Bent also has a lot of.
Kodo is warming up.
Yeah, Darren Bent, Yakubu Ayegbeni, who have good numbers of goals. To be honest, I think this Hazard and Salah comparison has unlocked a particular 8 word for me for Salah, to be honest. But then it does not deserve to be in that conversation, basically. Henry was miles ahead of who Salah will ever be. And that's just the truth.
Kodo?
That was very lovely. That was a masterpiece of an opinion. Anyways.
Thank you.
I'll start with, I think for me, I'm just going to respond to a couple of things you said. First, you said football is now about goals and assists and all of that. I mean, what has football been about since its inception? How are games won? How do you qualify how do you quantify if someone has won a game, or how do you qualify when someone wins a game or not? Isn't it about goals? Isn't it about assists and all? Isn't it about goals, right? That's the first one I'm going to disagree with you on. Football is now all about goals and assists and all of that. If Henry wasn't a good goal scorer, he would never have been in this conversation. I hope you know that already. So that notion that everyone is trying to, or that agenda that everyone is trying to push to say Salah is all about goals and assists and all of that, I'm throwing it back to you guys, because if Henry himself wasn't a good goal scorer, or if he wasn't a good, I mean, he holds the record for the highest assist in a season, right? If he wasn't that at that level, if he didn't perform at that level, he would never have been in this conversation. So let's dead that idea that Salah is all about goals and assists. And if that's the agenda, then Henry is also about goals and assists, right? That's one. Secondly, you said something about Salah being Salah should never have been in this kind of conversation because of Salah this, Salah that. Before now, I would normally say, oh, Henry, and all of that. Of course, we all know that Henry is, if you're talking about the top 10 players or, of the Premier League era, Henry is there. I mean, if you're doing an 11 of Premier League players in the Premier League era, Henry is always there. So my question is, why can't Salah be in a conversation with Henry? What are the stats? Or what are the stats for why Salah shouldn't be compared to Henry? I would never have also wanted to have that conversation, but because a lot of people have been taking a piece and disrespecting Salah because he's being compared to Henry. Anybody can compare anyone to anybody, right? But saying Salah should not be in a comparison with Henry is BS, to be honest with you. It's proper BS. Salah can be compared to any.
I would like to go next.
Go on.
And you also mentioned something about, Salah will goes for an entire game, score a penalty, and it takes his shirt off and da. I challenge you to name 5 games that has happened to Salah in a Liverpool jersey.
I'm going to give you 20 instead.
Give me 5. I'm telling you, give me 5.
So let me give you one.
One, I said 5. Because someone who has played over almost 200 games for Liverpool now, yeah? Did I say 200 games?
Over 200.
That's over 200 games for Liverpool. And I'm asking you and I'm challenging you to give me 5 games where he ghosted all game and scored a penalty and scored a penalty, and everyone started singing his name and everything. And he didn't have any other impact in that game. 5.
I can give you 5.
Please do.
I can give you 5. I can give you 5 if you give me time. But I will mention one that is recent.
Last match.
One was Arsenal versus Liverpool. He didn't play anything till Gabriel was injured before he got that goal. He didn't play anything. He wasn't in that game.
I never heard this guy before for my life.
Hold on, Kodo. I want let him make us understand what he means by he didn't play anything.
He was unable to dribble. And what's this guy's name? Timber. He couldn't get past Timber for 1 second. He couldn't. Timber was injured and Gabriel before he scored that goal. He wasn't in that game. You watched that match.
You guys
We've
are going
seen
to
a lot of
forget
time.
the last match against Tottenham. Salah goes head for the whole 90 minutes.
So Salah
Okay.
played penalty. So Salah, that game, that Arsenal game that you're even referring to, yeah, Salah had a decent game and he scored at the end of the day. And it wasn't your regular, like you said, penalty. You see penalty and everyone will sing his name. No, it was a proper goal. It was a goal that many people would miss.
Sorry.
He scored against 18-year-old defender.
Who is the 18-year-old defender?
Skelly, Miley Skelly, or what's his
No,
name
he
called?
didn't score against Kelly. He wasn't.
Who?
He scored against who was that? Saliba was there, wasn't he?
But he didn't get past Saliba. He didn't even get Saliba.
Who did he score? Who did he score the goal against?
He
Go and
was
watch your boy.
against
Go
Tio
back
or
to
what's
watch.
his name?
Let's go back and watch that game.
I won't
Okay.
cut
Okay.
it short. Just
If I could just, are we saying that there are players in this world of football that every single game, come rain, come shine, they don't ghost.
They will
always
perform.
perform.
Thank you.
Is there such a player in the world of football?
No, to be honest, I think you guys are missing out.
No.
So their players have their bad days. But my point is that, okay, Henry had an interview recently and even said that it has never been about just the goals. That even as a footballer, he prefers to make the assist than scoring the goals.
Then how many assists does he have in the Premier League?
Henry,
Yes. Compare his assists to Salah.
what you need to do now is to check how many more games Salah has played more than Henry. You can put other stats.
Yes, Salah had played 24 games more than Henry. Or Salah played 24 games more than Henry, right?
Even if you use accurate.
And please be reminded that, well, I wish, of course, I'm not going to, I won't do it because it's going to sort of defeat the whole conversation. Anyways, is that sometimes I always wish Salah didn't have that Chelsea spell that he had, because that spell he had squeezed some of his stats, to be honest with you. For me, Salah's stats should be considered based on Liverpool, but which is, of course, that'll be me being really biased and all of that. But
that means it will be -1 EPL then.
it just,
So that means you are going to say, yeah.
So
No, I don't think that's the answer.
Wait. No,
But
I mean,
you are
I
going
have
to
a
say
stat here
that-
for them for Salah in. Wait, I have a stat here for Salah in Liverpool and Henry at Arsenal.
So can we come out to now say what is the main reason why in the world of football, when you're talking apart from Premier League, when you're talking about football in the whole world, why is Salah always missing from the big boys conversation when you're not talking about Premier League? Do you think it's a coincidence?
For English,
no, it's not a
English
coincidence, it's
sake,
biased.
for
not
English sake,
biased.
for English sake.
It's not
When you say
biased.
always, I mean, I've put the stat up in the screen so you guys can see that. This is Salah at Liverpool and Henry at Arsenal. And this stat was as at what date was this? Recently, which is yesterday. I mean, what Premier League did yesterday, had people talking. So this is a stat on based all the games or your league
That
cups,
both of them
your
have
FA
played.
Cups. Yeah, this is the reason I brought this up is because you said, Chelsea is squeezing, but this is Chelsea out of the way now. Does this put a different perspective?
100%.
Salah versus Henry.
100%.
I'd like to say something there. I know Okwenka will likely agree with me and some other person, but somehow Okwenka will still drag me. But I like to think that forwards or strikers nowadays have it easy with some of the laws and normal EPL blah blah blah. But I mean, let's leave that. With some of the laws.
You don't start.
Okay.
You don't start.
Now,
Henry, with VAR, Henry will score as much as he has scored.
And I know what I'm saying. I'm coming. Yeah, I know Okwenka will agree with me. I know. Now, what I'm saying is this.
Kodo, I don't agree with you.
What I'm saying is this.
Because with VR,
Don't forget.
without VR,
Don't forget.
sorry.
Don't forget that many a times we've had, I don't want to use the word senseless now, too soft of a foul to be called a PK. And when I say foul, I mean all kind of foul, handball, what is it called? Blocks and the likes. Okay. We have too many soft PKs that has been given to teams in recent years, which I mean back then, you would not even get a free kick for this. I mean, watch Man U Arsenal back then. It's always war, and then you have to play on. And for guys in the days to pull those numbers, it means, man, now you are a big deal. Now, too many, I mean, there's hardly any week that we don't argue about a particular PK that is being given now. Because they tell you your hand must be at your back. Even when the ball touches your hand at the back, we say when it touches it, you raise it, you squeeze it to the left, you move it to the right. Different kind of soft stuff for striker. So yeah, man.
Sure. You are just grasping at straws because all this your reason as to why somebody is scoring more is because of the times. I don't buy it. Take away the penalty.
Okay, hold on, please.
Right?
Because you don't buy does not mean it's not fact, please. I don't think.
It's not fact.
And please be reminded.
If you don't buy something, does not mean it is not fact, please.
And please be reminded that Henry was a
No,
nice.
it's not fact. Okay, let's go there. Let me see what Show has to say about this.
Henry
Let's go there.
is not a box 9. Sorry.
Oh my
He
God!
mostly
What
he
is
mostly play
what
from
is
the wing.
box 9
Winger.
outside box 9 again?
Salah is
He
winger.
mostly play from the
Salah
wing.
is a proper winger. You
Salah
find
is
him
proper winger.
any
Salah can
game
head forward.
in
Sorry,
any
Salah is
Liverpool game.
He just like when Mbappe came to Arsenal, he plays from the wing. Henry
an
mostly
inside
plays
forward.
from the wing.
Oh, this is you guys now coining another. These guys now coining
You are telling
rules.
me, see,
What is
when-
outside the box 9?
Bro,
He's
Firmino.
not. That's the what was it?
All them.
Calma.
Van Nistelrooy.
So calma.
Van Nistelrooy and Thierry Henry. They are two different strikers. Van
Does not mean
Nistelrooy
that they
is in the
both
box
did
and
not
to
play
score. Henry
nice.
decide to score.
He chooses to go to the side to score.
Guys, calma.
He's not
It's
that he
different
chooses.
from he's being played
Okay,
from the side. Those are two different things. Salah is strictly being played from the wing. Salah plays from the wing from the start to the end of the game.
Just to put it in perspective, right, guys? Just put it in perspective. When Henry was younger, he was more of a winger than a striker.
Yeah.
That one is facts because from Juve, he was more of a left winger, right? Before he, when he came to Arsenal, then yes, started playing as a striker. Went to Barcelona. It was, in fact, it was a winger at there, which is fine. But I don't think we should. I know I said we should go there, but I don't think we should go there as a reason why one is coming more than the other. Now, regardless, they are both players who play closer to the opposition goal, and they've amassed this amount of goals, amount of assists. We're just looking at who has had, who is a better footballer, or who would you prefer?
A better footballer. Sorry.
Now this is the difference.
A better footballer. Sorry, Salah
is a better footballer. Henry is a better footballer. We all know that. We are gonna. I mean, no one can argue that, right? Even Salah will tell you.
Is this comparison? Is this comparison forced? This didn't come from us. It came from the official Premier League handle. Are they forcing it, or does Salah deserve to be mentioned alongside people like Salah?
They are forcing it for me. They are forcing it.
And when I can't remember his name. When he said, how has football changed over the past year? Asking me, how has football changed over the years? So I think you can see how tricky that question is, because for everybody that's been watching football for, let's say, 20 years, we know how football is more of a triangle kind of game now. Okay, you set up from here and you score. In fact, now we want a goal scoring defender. Teams go for a defender that can play out from the pass. In the past, we want to play proper football. Everybody wants. Zidane will judge based on influence on game. You can pull out the start of how many goals does Zidane have in his entire career. Are you going to say he's not a good footballer because he does not have so much catalog of goals like Lampard? No. Are you going to say Iniesta is not a good midfielder because Iniesta is not going to score as much goals as Kevin De Bruyne? So for you to come and say that football has always been about goals, yes, it has always been about goals because the person with the bigger margin wins the game. But there were more dynamics to games before and compared to now. So you only be unjust if you say football has not changed to what it was some 20 years ago. Thank you.
Interesting. I do get it. Of course, it has, and some of these guys are pulling numbers unheard of. I mean, as years goes by, although Ronaldo and Messi have changed the game in terms of goals. You know, we're talking about these guys. The highest goal scorers back then you would get in the season maybe 30. If you get 30 goals or more, that's already Ballon d'Or shout. You get, but we're having people getting 50, 60 goals, and we've had gotten it consistently. Um, Again, I want Show to finish his point and say, of course, people like Pele back then actually scored, if not more, almost the same amount of goals like people like Ronaldo and Messi. What was different back then? What is that major difference back then till now?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Please come again.
The question is, what's that major difference with football back then and football now? Because people are scoring goals. I mean, two people who have done it better, Ronaldo and Messi. They've scored what 70 odd goals, 80 odd goals. Some of them are even scoring 100 in a calendar year. We had what's his name, Haaland, do the same. But we've also had people in the past who have tried to do the same. People like Pele, people like what's this other Brazilian guy? Is it Romario? Who were great. Even Ronaldo, R9 at one point, I think he clocked in Italy, he clocked around 50 goals in a season at that time. What's the major difference between football back then and football now? And I'm saying, please don't mention VAR as the reason.
Okay. You don't have to agree with me as usual, but I would like you to just try and listen so you can get what I'm trying to say. Okay. Like I said, you don't have to agree. Now, to start with, football has extremely gone soft. I'll start with that. Extremely. And I'm using the word extremely now. Any sort of contact in wherever place, whether in the box or whatever, you see the referee points, yeah, that's a penalty. Now, those guys back in the days do not enjoy that privilege. Now, for you to have a penalty shout without everybody saying, oh, the referee messed up, it must have been, yeah, a real battle, a real contact in the box. That's one. Two, don't forget that as the game, as the year goes by, FIFA and UEFA or whoever comes up with um, um, new sort of measures or whatever to say, oh no, when your hand stretches out, that's now a foul. I mean, we know what is called a ball to hand back in the day, but now there's nothing like ball to hand again. It's now automatically a foul. But of course, we all know back then it's ball to hand, especially when your hand is in a natural position. That's that. Now, I didn't watch Pele. I didn't watch Maradona. I only watch, flicks of USA 94. And basically the only match I watched was the Nigeria matches and then the final. So I can't really say much about Romario, to be honest. But I watch R9 very well. And believe you, that guy is I don't have he's phenomenal. Yeah, that's the word we use for him there. Phenomenal. Yeah.
That's his name.
That's
Phenomenal.
what we used to call him there. Now,
Okay.
I think it was from France 98, if I'm correct. If you slide tackle a player from the back, is a red card. I think that thing started from France 98 or Korea Japan 2020, 2002. I'm not so sure now. But if but then the people that had played prior, they didn't have those privileges. Okay, that's one. Two, like I said, football has extremely gone soft. I think I've had a couple of arguments with Daily on Twitter that see nowadays the strikers have extreme advantage over the defender. The defender can't even near them. Any small thing is a foul. Any whatever, it's a foul. And of course, because when a defender is defending, it's because the ball is with the opponent, and of course, he doesn't even know what the striker wants to do. So I mean, it's already as a disadvantage. Then you getting closer to the striker, of course, the referee points immediately. That's a foul. So I mean, these guys nowadays have it a bit softer than those guys back then. That's one. Two, the pool of talent then was, I don't want to use the word mad, was just too much. I mean, if you win Ballon d'Or now, today, Ballon d'Or was separate, then FIFA the best was separate. Even though, I don't know, FIFA the best was actually the world best player, while Ballon d'Or was European best. That's how it used to be until they merged sometime. So, yeah. So, what I'm saying is this. Hold on, please. What I'm saying is this. For you to win FIFA the best this year, believe you me, it will be extremely hard to win it next year because we have, so many pool of talent. But right now, I mean, it's still the same crop of players virtually every year that comes in because the pool of talent has drastically dropped. I think I'll just stop here for now.
Okay. I'm going to go with Dele. Do you agree that the pool of talent has dropped, or people are judging or still judge footballers if they pass the eye test? They don't care about their productivity. Are we just looking at players because that's a nice flick, oh that's a nice dribble with no end product? What what does productivity have to do with it these days as compared to the days that show is referring to? Is there definitely, are you saying for a fact that there's a less pool of talented players right now in the world of football?
It's funny that I'll say I have to agree with Show to a certain extent because while he was talking, I was doing some check-ins and I think he's kind of right. Back in the days before you even sniff top 10 best player in the world, you probably would have to play like 3 seasons consecutively. So I checked, okay, what is the major difference between 20 years ago and football now? And there's a great emphasis on player safety, which that's why I agree with Show. Right now, defenders are scared, midfielders, DMs are scared to go into tackles because you don't want to hurt the other player and deem it fit a red card. Over in the previous seasons, you cannot play with is it Gattuso or what is that guy's name in AC Milan and say your back will not be on the ground. Like, that's impossible. And another point they wrote here is progression of the game. The game, there's more money in the game now. Everything is about statistics. So it's like everybody just, okay, no time for, fleeks and all that. Is okay, let's go forward. It's all about goal. So I would say I do agree with you to a certain extent. He's kind of right. Then the rule changes again, which he said to, they modified a lot of rules, like, now you can, I think there was a time there was indirect free kick. I don't know if they still indirect free kick. Now, I don't know.
There is.
You said what?
Only when the keeper handles the ball by the back pass.
No. I think someone told me on Twitter one other day that before it's a certain I don't know, like distance from goal. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
That you cannot.
Yeah, I think that still exists. I don't think that's with squad.
Sure. Fernando, what is that guy's
name
in Lyon that time? It was coming from everywhere. Angle.
Yeah.
Juninho. But the reason why sometimes they cancel those goals is if the referee on the pitch decides it's an indirect free kick because he raises his hands up.
Yes.
And that, I don't know if you remember. Yeah, if you remember Okocha against Cameroon,
I agree.
We scored an indirect free kick and then they cancelled it because the referee had indicated that it's an indirect free kick. Let me not say for a fact that it's been cancelled, but who's gonna have the final words on this? Who agrees or who disagrees that there's a lesser quality of pool of players right now than back then?
I think it's true. To be honest, now you can teach someone that does not have idea of football. You can teach the person how to play football now. It's just a simple game, and the person can go on to become the world best footballer right now. Because tell me, Vinicius is in conversation about the best world player right now at the moment. So at this moment, anybody can be a good footballer once you can dribble and can score. So basically, then when you talk about top 5 world best footballers, we have Figo, you have Beckham, you have people that, like, you can mention people that you say any of them can win. But right now, there's only just 1 or 2 players that will stand out every year. Next year, there will just be 1 or 2 that will stand out again. So, yeah, but I think the football changed. About how football changed for me, I think a lot goes on to when Ronaldo and Messi became the face of football. And it was at that point, it really became all about goals and assists, to be honest. Because for me, I think I heard about goals, but now you hear about XG. Now you hear about them talking about goals and assists, G plus A about a footballer goal contribution. Then those are things that just came into vogue like 5 years ago or something. Yeah, so I mean, this is what it is.
Okay, interesting. We're gonna move on to the next topic, unless anyone has any final words. Right, we're gonna move on. So, a lot has been happening in terms of strikers in the Premier League. I mean, this image I put up here was, the list of strikers that Arsenal were supposedly,
No, this is
chasing
blasphemy. What
in
are
the
you
summer.
trying to
So,
say?
wait, let me do my job as a host.
But-
Now. Let me do.
Remove that breakfast first.
This is very unfair. Why would you have to put 9.5 here? He's not a 9, please.
Wait. I didn't just come up with this, by chance. It is what was published in the summer, and it was published by, I think, Talk Sports, right? Just wait. Let me do my job. Let me do
No,
my job.
we can't let you do this one.
let me do my job. So you see, this is in the summer, right? And these were apparently the targets for Arsenal in the summer, so that they could, topple Man City and win that Premier League title that they've been chasing. We've got Osimhen, we've got Gyökeres, we've got Isak, and we've got 9.5. I don't know. The Arsenal fans on the pod. Did you guys, think Zegzi, did you, give him did you think he would have made a good signing for you guys in the summer?
I'll prefer Nketiah to stay than to buy Zez.
Yeah, but there are 4 other people in there. So
but you wouldn't have
is,
known that, to be honest, if he had not
I watched
played for Manchester
I watched
United.
few games of Zezi. He's not a complete 9, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I said he's 9.5, isn't it?
Yeah, so for someone saying 9.5, I don't want that kind of guy to near my club.
So now the story behind this is now, okay, Arsenal, City, and United, they're all chasing strikers in January transfer window, which is fact. Arsenal have, their eyes have opened, their ears have, opened as well, that what's his name? Havertz is not that guy for them. He's not that guy that will pull them to the Premier League title. Chelsea fans have told them in the past, but they did not want to listen. They were busy telling Chelsea fans, "Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Chelsea." These days now, there's no more "Thank you, Chelsea." So, which of these strikers do you think Arsenal should be chasing? That's for the Arsenal fans. For the United fans, you already have one of these strikers. We know it's not going well for you. Which of these strikers and more do you think United should be chasing? And there's no City fan here, and I don't think Liverpool are in for a striker. So I'm just going to leave this to the Arsenal and United fans. Sure, who should Man U be chasing?
Well, I don't think this this is a no-brainer. It's Isak. I mean, Premier League proven and tested. So there's no need to go back to any other stuff. Yeah, it's Isak.
Okay. Do you think Zegzi can become that Isak for Man United?
Okay, I do not have 0.1 believe in Zegzi, to be honest. See, I'll raise it a point, or just 1 point anyway. The guy, yeah,
Just one. Make it one.
yeah, he's not an out-and-out striker, and the kind of player he is, I am not sure that, I think his role, his own type of role, there are those certain strikers which has been technically eradicated from football, So if he wants to have his way, you probably have to go to maybe Italy, Netherlands, and the likes, because he likes to have so much space on the ball. Then he will start thinking for about 15 seconds on what he wants to do. Of course, you don't have that luxury of time and space in the Premier League. So now, for me, no. Maybe you can move to Arsenal. You can change him to King Kai.
Okay.
I don't agree though.
So for you now, who should Arsenal be looking at signing in
For
January?
me, I mean,
Yeah,
I
for
don't
Arsenal.
know. Honestly, I probably would just go with Osimhen. I mean, as much as I love Isak, watching him play and all that, but there's still something that tells me it's just because of the way Newcastle plays. Number one is injury as well. Newcastle don't play like okay, this season they're not in the Champions League, right?
No, they're
I
not.
don't know. There's something about him. I mean, he wasn't this hot last season, was he?
He
Really?
was. He was one of the.
Yes, yes, it was.
Yeah, he
I
was.
know he was.
He was
He
at
had
the
a good
beginning.
number, but I don't think he was on fire like this. Because I checked his numbers also in is he rest or so that where did he come from? It wasn't that great.
Yeah. But at least I said that he was still maybe 23, 22 then. Maybe
Yeah,
still
no,
building his game.
he had a good
So right
return,
now
okay?
he's
maybe not.
I mean, yeah, I'll
Was-
choose in between him or
Mhm.
Osimhen. But I think two of them. And for 9.5, I don't think he's a bad player, to be honest. I don't think he's a bad player. I think it's just a lot of teams don't play that kind of formation that suits him again. Or like before, there was a time. I think he's more like a player like Dennis Beckham for Arsenal then.
No, I think
Smart, but they also need a striker in front of them, like someone that they have to play maybe two up front with. And a lot of teams don't play that no more. A lot of teams play maybe 4-3-3 or just direct play, one striker, winger, and all that. He just has to find a team to go. I don't know the team for him.
Okay. Rollins, Arsenal fan, on there before we move to the next topic, which the other fan base will discuss.
Okay. For me, I think we need a wide forward, a wide forward or a winger than a striker. That's for me.
So wide forward, who would that be? Maybe that will take me to the next topic. I think we should just go in there. Now, the next agenda here is Kvaratskhelia, who is going to PSG. You've mentioned that a wide forward is someone that you guys need. Is Kvaratskhelia in the mode of that kind of player that you think Arsenal need?
Well, he's not too far. He's someone I would like, but I actually need, when I say wide forward, I need a player like if he's not, we can't. I know you can't see that kind of player now. A player like Salah, he comes from the wing, give you goals, or a player like Rafinha. Yeah.
Sorry,
Rafinha.
is this
Okay.
is it a man? Sorry, I just want to ask: is this a Man U fans are talking or an Arsenal fan?
It's a national
Why
fan.
do you
It's a
why do you
national fan,
need
yeah.
those kind of players when you've got generational talent?
How many generation
Like,
talent do we
which
have in our
generation
forwards? We only have one.
Saka.
Harvard is
Think
not a
Kai,
generational talent.
please. Think
He's
Kai.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Saka. You've got Saka. You've got Nelly. You've got
Nelly, please don't mention Nelly. Nelly is not a player.
Are you serious? He's no
He's
longer
not a player. He's
the
no,
same
I've never.
Martinelli.
Martinelli is not a player. We shouldn't go there.
Wow. This is a revelation.
This next topic, please.
Wow.
Okay. So into this topic is just some transfer window updates and to get people's thoughts on the moves or the touted moves so far. This is for Kodo. Kvaratskhelia is set to leave Napoli, who are fighting for the Scudetto at the moment. He's about to leave them to join a PSG. Do you think this is a good move for him, or he should wait to the end of the season?
I think for me, I would say, it makes no difference. He's won the Scudetto before, so if this was the first time they were gunning for it, I would say, okay, yes, wait, try to win it and leave. But for me, I think he has seen it himself that he doesn't. I mean, he's won it before, and there isn't like this is like the ceiling for him at Napoli. So why doesn't he just leave and go try something else somewhere? That's just my opinion. I think that's
Okay.
how it's.
Do you think it can be the okay? I think that's fine. I think that's fair. Okoyinka, do you think he has what it takes to be the prince, the new prince of Paris in PSG?
To be honest, I'm going to probably come again and maybe sound a bit controversial, but for me, I think this guy is overrated, to be honest. I think he had a very good season or two. And even at that, I don't think he has ever produced some type of 10 goals, more than 10 goals a season type of return. So, but then maybe PSG where there's not much pressure, maybe in a season or two. But I'm also very surprised why he wants to leave in January. We know that actually takes time for players to settle down, especially in a new country, new language, and everything like that. So he might have to struggle. So for me, I don't think it makes much difference from PSG. They're still going to win the league regardless, and they're still not going to amount to anything in Champions League. So yeah,
I feel he should look for another challenge elsewhere. He should forget about PSG. If he comes to Barcelona,
Are you guys going to bench Rafinha for him?
You've just been able to register the players you bought in the summer.
Wait, I've not registered
but
Ombo yet.
think about it. We just registered our players we bought in the summer, but no English team except Liverpool is doing better than us this season. So everybody should not worry.
I like that you chose your words. I like that you chose
Before
your
you
words
know-
correctly. You chose them right.
Everybody is doing better than us
No,
except
okay,
Liverpool.
okay.
but you are in the same Champions League with Arsenal, and Arsenal
Well-
they are ahead of you. So what are
You're
you
not ahead of me. It's not possible.
Oh,
You can't know because you're not in the Champions League. So don't
my
worry.
bad.
My
Shots
bad.
fired.
Bless.
I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
All right. Actually, Barcelona are second, Arsenal are third.
You can't know. You can't relate. It's not in the Champions League. It plays with Noah and John the Baptist and all those people.
True. No problem. We shall rise again. So I think that's all for me today. I think someone said Coastelia. Okay, that was a Okayinka. I'm just gonna go around again like we started the pod. Who was your underrated coach? Now, who is the most underrated player? Okayinka, I'm not going to ask you again because I know where you will go, but you've already chosen
No.
Coastelia. Unless you say you want
I didn't choose him. It's just one of underrated. So please, let's go again.
overrated, are we?
Is it underrated or overrated? Which one? are you asking?
Overrated. I'm asking overrated player right now in world football. Who is the most overrated footballer? We're gonna go around to end the pod. So
Can I speak?
yeah, go on. Yes, in the world.
think
This guy from Barcelona, Yamal.
Who's that?
You're joking, right?
Yamal is
He's
overrated.
overrated. He's overrated.
You're joking.
Who is that?
He's
What
overrated.
you have to be right
What
to
do
say
you
that.
define as overrated?
His goals and assist record.
He hasn't.
Hey, let's respect his opinion, please. Let's respect.
So for
his
last
opinion.
season,
And he's supposed to tell us why, and then we'll move on.
I saw a
no need
I saw
to
a
go
post.
back and forth.
I saw a tweet. I think 2 days ago. Someone tweeted that he had, was it 9 goals for the season?
7.
Seven, yeah, and he was nominated among the FIFA best. How come?
Okay. Can I chip in something? Can I chip in something,
No,
please?
go for your turn.
Okay.
Don't cheat.
Everyone will have their say.
I'm still
Okay.
thinking.
Okay. Anyone who's ready, please jump
I'll
in.
go after OPK. I
and
want to
let
hear
us
what he wants
have
to say.
Wow,
I don't get my
I know what OPK will end
I'll
up
go
with.
after OPK. I want to hear what he has to say because he says a lot of.
I think I'm ready. I think I'll take Dembele.
Go on,
PSG,
go on.
Dembele. He's a
No one is renting. No one is renting Dembele.
for PSG to buy him. Then
There was never a time he was overrated.
okay, if that don't make sense, then I'll look for another player.
No, that's your. You see, I don't know why people are attacking.
No.
That's supposed to
By
be
me,
your
no
thoughts.
one rates
And
him
just
in the
tell us
first place,
why.
so yeah,
Nobody rated him.
But for him to say he's overrated, that means
he rates him.
that people. I'm surprised there's a Barcelona fan here. Where they're
I'll
hashing
go.
that.
No. Actually,
I'll
I'm being very sincere. Since Dembele was in Barcelona, I never rated him
Barcelona.
because I never rated him honestly because I can't see a player of the kind of money that was used to purchase him, and you out of 10 chances you are regretting your moves in 15 of them. So I never rated him. So Dembele is out of it. It's out of it. Out of it.
Okay,
So, yeah,
who's
I think
next?
I'm next. So to be honest, so I'll have actually gone for a United player, but Show is not here, so I'll go for a Liverpool player so I can trigger some response. So normally,
I'm actually here.
oh yeah. Oh, okay. Then I'll go for Kobe Minor.
Conversations.
That means sure even agrees.
No, did you ask me to respond? No, just say your over. I don't have to agree. I don't have to agree. Just say whatever your
Okay,
responses
true
are.
that.
That's
Okoyinka, why do you think he's overrated?
So jokes apart. So I think there's a way media puts out these players. This guy, he has the ability to go all the way. But if you look at him since that hype of last season, I think there's a mentality change in the way he plays. Now he plays as if he's there. He's not there. He doesn't.
Now asking, and he's now asking for 200K.
Yeah, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that 200 thing because I believe. But then now he plays like with his arm up as if he's there. Now he doesn't contribute to goals, doesn't contribute to assists.
He plays like SA.
SA is far better.
Fact.
Okay. Yeah. As regards that news or that media thing, they do that to a lot of black players in England anyway. So I'm not going to put too much what's it called on this.
That is another conversation. But then
For another day.
yeah, but I think we as blacks, we don't take criticism in a good way. We want to draw everything back to
Racism.
sometimes just take the truth. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. That's nothing to do with your problem. If you are good, then you are good.
Well.
Yeah, well, I mean, me saying that was not. I mean, someone made the point that he's asking for 200K, and I'm like, okay, that news, even if it's unconfirmed, even if when you see things like that in the media, they sometimes it's deliberate by the media. They will never say the same thing about money. The same way I'll make a point of Jack Grealish, who's had a stinking 2 seasons, but imagine that was another black player, someone like Rashford. Rashford is getting it every week. You will see them banging it, but you see how many people are doing it for Grealish? Virtually none.
Yeah, because
so that's the point I'm just making in terms of.
Grealish was in the Man United. Madrid
I mean, I don't agree with that. But now Man City are not playing anything. They're not still on.
Sure, go on.
Okay, for me, I also choose a United player. I know it surprised a lot of you, but then so
I know what you want to say.
my overrated player.
Do not say Bruno Fernandes.
No. I know he wants to say. I know.
So whom? Say it.
This
let him speak. Sure, no mind that.
You guys.
My overrated player.
Make sure
you want to say
Garnacho.
Mhm.
he was never rated.
Yeah.
Was never rated.
I think it was highly. I think it was highly rated. Everyone expected
He was highly rated.
Yeah.
I mean, see, when we're talking
by who? By the football world.
No, by the football world. He made the Golden Boy now.
Oh no. Yes, he was
He
part
made the
of
Golden Boy
I've
nomination.
forgotten he went to.
That's them rating him. So
yes,
the nomination was based on the goal he scored against Everton. Nobody rated him.
No, that is what we are saying. They rated him for him to have made the list. For him to have made the list, he's been rated.
Let's show.
Okay, so for me, really. So for me, really, the boy is overrated. Okay, yeah, and then when people say someone is being rated now, okay, it doesn't mean whether it's in Ebeda or is in Apapa or is in Peka or is it somehow. I mean, we are all on social media and we see how people tweet about some of these players. Okay, so technically he's being rated somehow. And from, of course, what I have seen, that boy is being overrated. Okay, I mean, I myself play some young football. You know what I mean? And then there are basics of that.
I beg.
Hold on.
I beg. Your John football is not like professional football. Come on. What do you expect? What do you expect?
Okay, so so what I mean is when I say I play young football, I'm not in any way comparing the kind of football I play with him. No, but what I'm saying is I play young football and I understand the basics of football. That boy lacks so many basics. Just try and watch him. Of course, maybe when next United plays, he will run some 100 meters like Usain Bolt, and the ball will still be in the midfield. The ball is supposed to be on his feet. He will have run past the ball majority of the time, and that is why when he sees the defenders that actually have sense, they can quickly nick the ball away from his legs. And it's always easy for those defenders because they know he just wants to run, but he doesn't protect the ball well. He has some, of course, some skill set, yes, but then he's not that refined. He's not that kind of, and the way people talk about him, you think he's the next Ronaldo. Nobody is going to be another Ronaldo. It's just Ronaldo. This one, not Garnacho.
Yeah, so I think it's fair to judge Garnacho based on current form now regarding everything that is happening with the coach, with the team, and everything. Do you think it's not a bit unfair to judge him his current form right now?
Whichever form
All
you
right.
want to judge Ghana.
Hold on. No. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. Did you not judge Kobe Mino?
No, I'm asking. I'm not
And
asking.
no. See, I'm not judging him based on current form. No, see, players are players, okay, and they have certain ways of playing. But there are some basics that are expected from each player, especially whatever role you play. Okay. Now, I'm not judging him because I love him. I don't have to tell you. I literally was fighting that Argentina was supposed to take him to that World Cup and the like. So that's to tell you that I like him so much. But hey, these things there are days that Saka ghosts in Arsenal games, but you still see some, imprint and footprint of elegance and excellence in what he does. Basic stuff.
All right.
Basic stuff,
Okay,
right?
so let's move on to the next
Wait,
person. But I
Basic
don't
stuff.
I don't understand
hold
you
on.
guys. Sha,
Basic
because-
basic
I don't
stuff
wait. Just to clear the air. I mean, you guys, you are talking about people who are overrated as footballers, and you guys are busy mentioning 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds up and
Right.
like their finished products. I'm disappointed that you guys are taking it that far. You're not even talking about established
can I-
footballers who have seen it all. or
can I
done it
go?
all. Go on, yes, go on.
My overrated footballer right now. I mean, from the word overrated, is Saliba.
Why do you think so?
Because
What is it true?
it's clear to everyone that he's being protected by Gabriel, and Gabriel is not getting his flowers. And Saliba makes, it makes a dashing run and be like, oh wow, Saliba is that. I think there's so much hype about Saliba that they're forgetting the person who is doing the actual job in that Arsenal backline. I mean, the season before last season, you guys said Saliba was the reason. They said Saliba was the reason why they didn't win it because he was off injured for Fine. Last season he played 51. How many games did he play for them? He played the entire 38 games for them, and they still didn't win the league. This season now, if you look at his
It
stats,
does justify that it's not a good. It's overhyped. With your stats now,
see,
does it justify that?
so let's like I said, we are talking about. I'm not saying it's not good though. I hope you're not mistaking it.
I know.
I think he is.
I understand what you mean by overhyped, of course.
The hype around Saliba is, I don't think, is worth the play his output.
I agree now.
The hype around him does not worth his output.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Who's next on I think Toby and Ola Salam haven't had their say. And who else? Rollins? Has Rollins had to say?
Yeah. Mention Yama.
Okay, Yama. Oh, yeah. That one is making it into the court on Twitter. Definitely. OPK, you had your say. Daily had to say. Toby.
Yeah, so I was still thinking, but I think Mukala Mudrik, unfortunately, is a 21-year-old, but that's the person that comes to my head for now. Mukala Mudrik. He didn't just know how to play football.
Okay. I don't think he's rated anyway. Does anyone think Modric is rated?
Who? I mean, he was rated before.
Yeah,
his
he
Chelsea.
was rated.
Modric.
I think that's rated. But eventually, when we saw,
I'm not talking about Chelsea
He
fans.
was
I'm talking
rated
about football world in general. People ever come out and say, "Oh, Modric"? Does anyone else sing praises of Modric except for?
I think Modric. I think it was.
Chelsea
I think it was. I think it was rated, especially when during the transfer tussle between Arsenal and Chelsea. There was so much about him, and we all thought he was going to come to Premiership and hit the ground running.
for YouTube,
And in his first game against James, a 37-year-old James Milner,
he sold us dreams.
We sold Chelsea fans the dreams, and they thought,
Oscar thought is the next word best.
I tell you, I said this is about to be the best thing since I saw since Eden Hazard.
Okay, Ola Salam. I think
I'm
on
here.
it,
I'm here. I'm
so-
here.
Should be Gavi. Pedri.
I'm here. Is it my turn?
Yeah, Gavi.
Yeah, it's your
Okay.
turn. Yeah.
I want to say for me, my overrated player is Cole Palmer.
Of course, I know.
Yes. Cole Palmer.
Why?
Well, if somebody says Yamal is overrated, then I don't see why you should rate Cole Palmer, because if you can do these things you're doing against top opponents in big competitions, even at that age, I don't think Messi at that age has broken out into football. He has broken into football like that at this age that Yamal is. So if you say Yamal is overrated,
But
and
that
Cole
is
Palmer, what do you say?
How
But it was an Arsenal fan, no,
I
just to put it in
know, I
perspective.
know.
An Arsenal
But
fan
if
said that.
what do you say?
It's
not
18, I
yet.
think.
18?
Yeah, it's not 18 yet.
So what has he done that anybody has not done? Said?
He,
How would
he-
we should
he-
start? You can start early and wash out
Wait,
in
how
2
would
years.
who start? How would who start?
Jack Wilshere, how did he start? He washed out quickly now.
Yeah,
When Rooney,
he's,
how
uh,
did he start?
Sorry, I don't want to cut it short. Too. You can't score 7 goals and
I agree
people
with you,
are
Rollins, Jerry.
voting you as one
is
of the
it
best
okay?
players in the world.
It's I'm glad
Lala, I just
I'm
checked
glad
the stats of
everybody
the
is
players. Yamal
I'm
finished
glad
number
It's
everybody
7 or
terrible.
6. What good player? Come on.
Rollins, let me ask you a
Come
question. Are you
on.
the one that said Yamal?
Yes.
If you have a younger brother like Yamal at this age, and there is actually nobody in his age bracket. When I say age bracket, I mean between 16 and 18, doing better than he's doing. Are you telling me he's not actually worth a spot among the big boys? He's actually the one representing his age bracket. So if after everything everybody has done, after everything everybody has
Who's
done, with his
representing
own
It's
United?
not
little
answer that
contribution,
to ask you.
with his own little contribution, he was given a spot in whatever rating or whatever thing you are using to judge with the 7 goals. Then it's worth it, because go and look at the teams he has scored the 7 goals against. Go and look at
Ola
his
Salam,
contribution.
you also-
Why you
Sorry,
defending
please. This is not about
This is not a bad player.
being underage. You can't have you can't have players that did extremely perform well last season.
like
You
who?
drop them. Like Salah.
Like who?
Salah had a better output than Yama. And
So
Yama is
is it
ahead of
Yamal
him.
that took Salah's spot?
That is being overrated. That's the meaning. He's
Okay.
being
No, I'm
overrated.
asking you a
Okay,
question.
sorry.
I agree.
Okay.
But is it
Sorry.
Yamal that took Salah's spot?
It's
No,
people that
but
overrate.
sorry.
It's
Okay.
people that
Ola
put
Salah,
my head of Salah.
I think
Lala,
you're not getting something. Sorry.
Is it
Sorry.
Yamal? I
Dele,
agree with you, but is it Yamal that took Salah's spot?
The meaning of overrated now. People overrate
okay,
him.
sorry.
Is
Okay,
it
sorry.
Yamal
Um,
that took Salah's
Lala,
spot?
Guys,
Lala,
calm on.
Lala.
Yeah,
Just
hold
answer the
on.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, that was why I said that we don't, if not, we'll spend some 3 hours here. That was why I said that you don't have to react to when Openka literally said Kobe Mino. Kobe Mino is about 18, and I didn't react on 19. I think he just clocked 19 or something. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
react.
I know, I get,
If
of
we
course.
keep reacting,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't agree with Openka, but then come on, you don't have to react. It's just one of your own
I actually
views that
agree
you
with anybody
think.
that says Yamal. I'm a Barcelona fan, and I don't even rate Yamal that much. Being very honest with you, the reason why I don't rate him that much is, aside the fact that he's young, I also see him as a black player, and we have seen players like Ansu Fati that actually came out, and we're expecting much from them. So I'm not expecting too much from him.
did you say black player?
Yes,
So
he's
Ola
Spanish, but
that
he's
means
Black
black.
you agree
player.
that he's overrated.
He's Spanish, but he's black.
What does black
Ola Salam, you
What
agree?
do you say?
Let's
That's what you're saying.
understand.
What do you say?
Okay.
You agree that he's
I'm
That's
not
what
agreeing
you're
that it's
saying.
overrated. I'm saying I'm not even
Hold
rating him
on,
at all.
guys.
But even
Let him explain.
people that are rating him, and they gave him a spot in. Well, let's leave this conversation
let's
for
get
another
the
day. Let
point.
me tell
Let's
you my
get
own
the point.
overrated player. My own overrated player is Cole Palmer, because Cole Palmer is number one. He's an English player. We know how the media hypes these players. We have seen 1,001 players better than the way Cole Palmer is playing right now, and actually fumbled. We can talk about Sancho. We can talk about
Sancho never moved.
what do you say?
Sancho never.
Okay, we can talk about
Kupama.
basic players like this guy in a Man City. that left Aston Villa. What is his name? Whoever
Grealish.
he is, yeah, Grealish. Yeah, we
He
saw
never
the
scored as
hype.
much. Never
We
scored
saw
as
the
much.
hype. We saw the hype. We saw the amount that was used to purchase them. We all knew how much.
Can you drop the stats for Palmer?
No,
He
Drop.
said we don't have to. We don't have to.
Guys,
It's a topic for another day.
guys,
I'm
don't worry.
telling
We
you,
don't
I'm
have. We don't
telling
have
you
to
my
argue
stuff.
it. We just want to
If
hear
you
his
are
stuff.
talking about stats now,
Yeah.
your stat is the only goals. If goals is your only stat.
We agree. We agree. No?
Don't worry. Olasalam, just
Okay, so
drop
on me,
the point and
Palmer
then
is
Oh, worry,
overrated
because
because
now rubbish they talk. Palmer about
Lala,
the
beg,
Congo worry.
leave. Lala, please. You may not be.
if you say na rubbish
Yeah.
at the talk,
Yes.
if you say na rubbish at the talk, go and look at
Because how
Yamal's
you go talk
contribution.
say how you go you the type of person we talk say Yamal. My own problem is he's a good player, yes.
No.
But this is the same thing. Hold up. This is the same thing we Shaw said, in the previous argument. Years ago, a player that only played 6 months. Okay, let's take this season away. Yamal only played 6 or 5 months last season. If you check it, he started half season or
No,
something
he
like
played
that.
37 games. He played 37
Last
games
season?
last season for Barcelona in the La Liga. Yes.
How
37
many
games.
goals?
Don't forget that we were complaining that this boy is too young
Okay, then
to
I
play
think
so
I'm
many
mixing it.
games.
So is this his second? I thought he started half season.
This is second season now.
This
This
is
is
first
second season.
full breakout season.
So he played 37 games. How many goals and assists?
7.
Five goals, 7
And he's
assists.
the 7th world best player in the world.
At-
Yeah, but he played in the.
So
Is he
I
only
think
based on the? What about
the Euros.
Spain?
They played Euros now.
Shall
So
we
that's,
not get
that's
our
already-
Euros for Africa?
who should have?
When you play? When you not play? Wetin Salah? Okay, Salah will be mentioned. Wetin you
talk
play?
about Salah?
So Salah didn't play. Salah didn't play in AFCON now.
Let me ask you a question.
And Salah did not even
Cole
play
Palmer,
AFCON.
how many goals
Was
and
injured.
assists does Cole Palmer have in the Euros?
He didn't play.
How many
Because they
games
didn't
did he
play him
play?
now.
That's nobody's
Yes.
business. If he did not play, if he was that good and could not make that,
Oh, yeah.
And that's why
it's nobody's
England.
business.
That's why
Let's-
England
let's
didn't
do-
win the trophy now.
So it's nobody's
But wait,
business.
Simple.
Ola Salam, but what I don't understand is how is Yamal someone's overrated equals to your own Cole Palmer's overrated? Because clearly you can't use stats to say Palmer is overrated because he has stats on his side. He has goal. There are not many footballers that scored more than.
Does he have
Palmer
any
in the
trophy?
last-
Does he have any trophy?
Belati Jazzy right.
I'm asking you
I
a
just
question.
did
Does he
share
have
that.
any trophy?
Goalpost like this.
No. My point
Okay.
is,
Does he have any trophy?
No.
Does he
Okay.
have any rating?
Let's
Does he have
end
any
it there.
FIFA
Let's
rating?
end it there.
No.
Let's end it there.
Allah,
But
end it,
I don't
but
understand
let
you
it
people.
Does he have any
End it,
any
but let
FIFA
it
rating?
When I
For
run his
Christ's sake, this guy you're saying is overrated.
Guys.
He's the youngest player in the world, the best youngest player in the world.
Guys.
Whatever,
Yes.
Please,
I don't
let
even
us
agree that
continue,
Yamal is
please.
overrated.
Guys. Guys, I think
No,
I
think-
don't know how old you are. Don't you know how old you are? They are saying that Yamal is overrated.
17.
Lala is times 4 of
Shows
that
to they
ball.
do.
I'm 16.
Please,
Shows to they will tire back
You
then.
dey
Now,
craze. At 17, I don't dare you now, but they control game like say tomorrow. No, they are beg, get out.
you are saying he's overrated. The guy is the best footballer is the best.
but
youngest
that's
player in the
his that's
world.
his opinion now. He
He
said
played
he's
against
overrated
England.
because
He played against England. He had an assist. He played against France. He scored a goal. He played against
But
Man
Okay,
United,
bros,
he
now,
scored a goal.
now
bros,
that, now that,
that's his
Yeah.
opinion, and he
Now
has
that-
said it that it
Tell
feels
me
like
one.
he's
Yeah.
overrated.
Tell me one big
Okay.
game. Tell me
Ola
one
Salam.
big game. Tell me. Hold on. Tell me one big game Cole Palmer has played in Europe. I'm not saying in English. In English league in Europe.
No,
Against
no.
a big team, they have played
Let's
against
even go
big
to that
teams.
English league. In that English league, which big game
Which
apart
big
from Man
game?
U? Man U,
big game has
Man U last season
Cole
were not
Palmer
even a
played?
big team. So
Can you change from the Champions League against Madrid
Against Spain and he
and
scored.
a Clasico game? Yamal is playing tomorrow against Real Madrid. Let's wait and see. Don't disrespect that boy. He's the youngest player in the world. Put some respect on his name. He's not
Do you
the
know
one
what-
that
Okay, hold on.
passport.
What I don't understand.
You yourself just started and said you don't rate the boy now.
I did not say I did not
came
rate
here
the
and
boy.
said you don't
Listen
rate
to me
the boy.
very well. I said because
Uh-uh.
he's
Don't worry,
listen
Lala,
to
please
me.
find that record.
Listen to me. I said because he's black, and we have seen players like him that are Spaniards, but they are black, like Ansu Fati. That's not what I said. That's not, I said I don't expect too much from
Okay,
him.
let us.
But the guy has been meeting so many expectations.
What do you mean by
Don't
he's
write him
black?
off. Don't say he's overrated. He's 17 years old, for Christ's sake.
Okay. I agree with you, but I want to understand one point.
Rollins.
He's black.
Rollins. Mention one. Rollins. Mention one in. Mention one
Now
player
Rollins
in Arsenal
starts
that has done what Yamal has done in
at
Europe
17.
at
at
17.
17.
Even
I was saying
Saka,
right back.
your biggest
Jack-
player, Saka, has not showed up as much as Yamal has showed up in Europe in the
Because-
world stage. How
I
many
No,
years now?
I disagree.
Are you
Rollins,
joking?
can you pick another?
Ola Salam done
When-
with
Jack Grealish,
Tara. Make that calm
sorry,
down.
Jack
This was
Wilshere.
that boy, yo.
Jack
He's
Wilshere.
17 years old.
Jack Wilshere at that age was performing, if
In
not,
Europe. What did
yes.
Jack
Now,
Wilshere do in Europe?
when did he break
What did
What did
the
Jack
game against
Wilshere-
the
mention
game against
one-
Barcelona was one of the games that broke him out. Now,
Yeah. I remember that game.
How old was he?
he?
I don't remember. I think he should be around this age then. Now,
He was not
it was that
17.
game.
He wasn't
It was-
17 at that age.
It was 19
At
years.
17, at 18, at 19. That was the game that broke him into limelight.
Same thing. 2 years is a big
Mention-
development in football.
Mention
That
the-
game was the game that broke it, that took him into limelight. Like everyone was talking about him.
After that, how many years again mention of that game? He did something spectacular in Europe or in the world.
And
stage.
then now let's wait for Yamal too. Now
That's
that's
what
the
I am
point.
saying.
That's the point everyone is
I am
making.
not
Yeah, bro.
expecting too
I
much
think we
from
are.
him. No,
I think
bro.
we are all saying the same thing
No, we are not
differently.
saying
Yeah.
the same thing. What I am saying is, I am not expecting too much from Yamal because first and foremost, Openka said something. We black players, we don't like to take criticism. I don't expect too much from him because he's a Spanish player, but first and foremost, he's black. And his age, I can get into anybody's head. We have seen players that
I get problem with this. He's black.
No,
He's black.
you see that thing that you're talking about. It only happens in England. See Spain. Leave it for them. You see England.
I don't understand.
England
Because
is always about
because of
height.
Ansu Fati, bro. I'm talking from Ansu Fati's I'm talking from a point of view. Personally, if you ask Openka, I actually rated Ansu Fati. I expected so much from him. And at the end of the day, we can see what ended the guy.
So
For
what
me-
happened to Ansu Fati
But
other
that's
than
it,
he didn't meet up to his he didn't fulfill his potentials or whatever.
Aside injury, every game he has been given the opportunity to make his mark this season, he has messed it up. But look at a player like Yamal. I am not saying it, I am not giving him too much. I'm not expecting too much from him because he just clocked 17 years old. But look at he's the golden boy of Spain. Take it or leave it.
He didn't just clock it though.
Yeah,
It's going
that's
to
going
be
to be
18 in
18 this
July.
year.
You that said 18 in July, how old are you?
I mean, they support you. Say Yamal.
What were you doing at 17?
I mean,
3 goals in Baba in
I mean, they support you. Say Yamal is not
Because
overrated.
not making it.
3 goals that he get for Spain.
Now,
In Spain,
so
where?
that's the thing.
He has 3
in
goals in
Spain.
Spain. In
As a 17-year-old, how many 17-year-olds have
Now
these
3 goals
15 goals
again.
now?
Now you enter one bet.
No, the reason say that's the point. That's what everyone is saying. He's too rated to be in that top 10. This thing when you enter, the top 18 when you enter.
I said at 17. If they are going to give audience,
Not
if they are going to give audience to
Not
anybody
giving
at
respect,
17,
man,
the guy is
15
worth it.
or 12.
He's not what he is. That's what we are saying. You can't say
I have a question. I have a question, guys. Are you saying if we name 10 best players in the world right now, Jamal
He
will
will
not be
not
included?
be.
Are you
He
joking?
should
Yeah,
be
mention
there.
top 10, mention
Wait,
top
who,
10.
wait. Let's take it one by one. Let's take it one by one. Dele, yes or no?
No.
No, let us just list our first
OPK,
10. Let
OPK,
everybody
yes or
list
no?
their first 10.
Best 10. List your best 10.
I
I
want
want
to
to
see past
start.
Glody.
My
Go
best
on.
players in the world right now. Number 1, I will give it to Bellingham. Number 2, I'll give it to Vinicius Junior. Number 3, I will give it to Yamal. Number 4, I will give it to Salah. Number 5, I will give it to Rafinha. Number 5, I'll give it to Rafinha. Number 6, I'll give it to this guy. What's his name? This guy in Liverpool. This guy in Liverpool. That plays. No, Arnold. They plays.
VVG,
What?
Van Dijk,
Van Dijk.
Yeah. Well, I'm not counting. Well, let me just mention 5. I don't want to go too much. I
What
don't want to waste
position?
time. I've mentioned 5. Yeah,
5 is
enough
enough for
me.
you. Okay, who's next?
So for me, the top 10 in the world right now, Yeah, I would
Yeah.
go Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodri, Mama. Yeah, Harry Kane.
Those people that don't have trophies, you're mentioning their names.
Make it talk. Make it talk.
Big, right now, we're talking about right now. Alexander Isak.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll pick Van Dijk.
yeah.
Shut up. I'm doing talk what I saying. Yeah.
You were a big Obama. You didn't say you know, ma.
Yeah, I'll pick Alan. Eric Alan.
And you will not pick Yamal.
Who the fuck is Yamal?
You're joking.
Everybody don't pick their own. No interfere. Oh yeah, next. We're rounding up with this. Who's next? Rollins?
Okay,
Please
okay.
call Rollins last. Call Rollins last, please.
Lisandro Martinez. Alan. Sorry, not that Martinez of Manchester United.
Not Man
Is it the
Lautaro.
Inter one?
Lautaro, not
Lautaro, yeah.
Number one.
Lautaro, yeah, Lautaro.
Number one.
Vinicius.
No, not in any special order. No
Yeah,
special
I know.
Okay, no other. No other.
Martinez, Vinicius, Alan, Salah, Musiala, Bellingham,
Hey, Musiala.
Kopama, Saka, VVD, and Arnold.
You forgot Saliba.
No, you forgot Gabriel. Don't worry. Let's
I'll
go.
next.
Nile.
I'll say Alan, Mbappe, Jude, Vini, Saka, Salah, Kopama, Van Dijk, Rafinha, Harry Kane, Martinez, Musiala. I can still keep going on until I reach Yamal.
No, don't go on, please. It's okay there.
That starts for Musiala. If you can go compare him to Yamal, but let's go on. Who's
Can
next?
I go?
Not even compare himself. Musiala and Yamal.
Please.
You think they
Lala,
face each
go.
other? They face each other now.
Lala, I just want to say something. Please,
Go on, please.
Let everybody hold on, please. I want to say something. Let everybody tweet or maybe with a picture of what they were doing at 17 and hashtag truth and banter. I want to say something.
Leave 17 out
Yeah.
of
Nobody
leave
compare whether
17 out of
17 or
this
18
conversation.
now.
You can't be regardless of age.
What were you doing at
He's
17?
being put up there.
What were you doing at 17?
Me?
Yes, what were you doing at 17?
Now
I
this
was
is
making
becoming
money at
personal.
What was the
Now.
game doing at 17?
This is becoming
What was the
personal.
game doing at
No,
17?
it's not personal. No, everybody here,
What was
everybody
the
here,
date doing at
everybody
17?
here
That
knows
is the
me.
reason.
There's nothing to lie about.
Has there ever been a 17-year-old doing what Yamal is doing?
Ronaldo,
Not 17.
Delima.
I think, please, not 17, 16. Not 17, 16.
Messi, Ronaldo de Lima,
16, not 17.
Ronaldo, Delima.
16.
Mbappe. God bless you.
Okay,
Mbappe.
Rooney.
De Lima, yeah.
Rooney. Where Rooney?
Look at the people you are comparing to
Aguero.
him at that age.
What did I do?
Yes, now Aguero.
You carry Benzema.
No, someone was saying something. He was saying, well, look at the people you are mentioning. What happened to those people?
Look at the people you are
Felix.
mentioning. Look at the caliber of the players you are mentioning at that age. Now, go and ask how many of them at 16, not 17, please, because he just clocked 17. He won, hold on. Go and look at his stats before he clocked 17. I'm not arguing about
That is the reason. That is the reason why we said he's been overrated.
Overrated. Because people have better stats than him.
He hasn't.
That's an English problem.
You need to.
In the season when Messi was 20 years old, 1 to 3, when he was 20 years old, he was, I think, second or third in the Ballon d'Or. And Messi scored 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 goals for him to be third in the Ballon d'Or when he was 20. I'm just putting...
Messi won under something that year.
Not 20. No. He didn't score 20 goals. He scored 14 goals, right? In the league.
14 goals that year was top
for Barcelona, actually, in La Liga, right? That's the amount of goals he scored. In the Champions League, he I don't see any stats in there in terms of Champions League. Yeah, he scored 1 goal in the Champions League, right? And that made him third best player in the world at age 20.
Now, how many goals did Yamal
Okay, they're not mentioned. You see, they're not mentioned. They're deliberately not mentioning assists for Yamal. Is what I'm deliberately
when
not
we are
mentioning.
saying stats, why are you
People are
removing assists from goals? That's a player statistics.
Wait, no, wait, Ola Salam. Me, they support you.
No. You can't put Yamal ahead of Salah last season. In
Is it
what
Yamal
method?
that took Salah's spot?
No.
Why are you
Don't
guys
say it's
arguing
Yamal
over
that
what
took Salah.
over
No,
what
no,
is
no, no.
Let's make this
If
topic for another day. I have
nobody
a lot
removed
to
it.
say.
Go and argue with
that
the
is the
journalists
reason
now.
why I
Now the
said
journalists
he's
vote.
being overrated. He has not done anything special that you put in my head of
Wait,
Salah in terms of what best.
what club do you support?
I support Arsenal. I'm not a Madrid fan.
Okay,
Let's
then
let's
I
look
can
at the
see
meaning
your
of
I can see your
overrated.
Overrated is
Overrated does not mean it's not good.
I can see your point of view. You
they are
understand?
not saying it's not good now. No one is saying it's not good.
If you're an Arsenal player, I can see your
Okay,
point of view, but
okay.
go on.
I think that Ola Salam, you are viewing overrated as being not good.
Final words. Kodo.
No problem. No problem.
Salah, Vini, Saka, VVD, Bellingham, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Kane, Lautaro Martinez, and Mbappe.
Okay.
Wait, you
Lala,
people are choosing
tell us
Lewandowski
your
over Yamal. You guys are funny.
Lala, tell us you're overrated and you're successful.
Ola Salah. Wait,
Lewandowski
Toby.
overrated for Christ.
He's not overrated. Top 10 in the world
Who
right
is
now.
this guy?
You are dropping Lewandowski.
Guys,
You are picking
it's
Lewandowski
going
and dropping Yamal.
Read them away. Okay, Salah, Ruiz, Rafinha, Jamal Musiala, Saka, Vini Junior, VVD, Kopama,
The Sassy.
and the Bellingham. Something you go come.
So first is Vini, Bellingham, Salah, Lautaro Martinez, Kane, VVD, Haaland, Palmer, Isak, Saka.
Good.
Okay.
Please,
Right.
when you want to speak about Yamal and everybody, please send the link. Send the
Ola
link very, very
Salam.
early. Send the link very, very
Don't worry,
early.
we'll send the link very
Because
early.
you,
Don't worry.
I really don't know how somebody would be a
Ola
football
Salam
fan
Yamal.
and be watching football and you will drop the Yamal.
We don't
You joking.
do. We are ending the pod.
But
We are
really,
ending the pod.
This is my
So
final
guys,
word.
we'll see you next
This is
week.
my final word. I don't
Eh?
know
Dele's
the
Dele's
correlation
final
between
word.
someone saying Yamal is overrated and you attacking Kopama. To be honest, I don't know the correlation. It's an Arsenal
He thought the person is Chelsea fan.
you.
I'm not getting back at you. I
He said
see a
they
lot
are
of Chelsea
unrelated.
players really talk about Kopama, and I've watched his games. He plays good. I enjoy his skills, and he has wonderful assists and a kind of pass and goals. But if you are saying Kopama is good, then you should not drop what Yamal has done at 16.
Nobody is saying Yamal is not good.
This
Dele
it's
abeg,
Rollins
go
that said
ahead.
I said he's overrated.
So
Dele.
if you are saying
Last-
Yamal is overrated at 16, 17, and Kopama is in your top 10, it says a lot about your
Ola Salam,
mentality of football.
save your
Ola
thoughts for
Salam,
next
you
pod.
could have
Save
just
your-
picked Odegaard, and that would have sorted this issue.
God bless you, bro.
Dele, yeah, let's go.
We'll still go back to refer to what Show said the other time as well. It's all about how football has changed. You see here now, someone is arguing with a boy that played 37 games, 5 goals, and 7 assists. Is the 7th best player in the world. In the times of Schneider and Co, would someone like this be the 7th best player in the world? So
The reason why
everybody,
the
and now
reason
we talk like
bro,
you say
why-
stage.
no,
the reason,
Let
let me ask you a question. The reason
come
why
on,
the reason why Yamal one of
This
the
one,
best
Dele,
players
your
is
last one
because
for wait.
football,
I'm afraid. Dele, the last one.
not generally.
There's no more.
yeah.
So guys, thank you so much
All right,
for
thank
making
you,
the
guys.
pod. Thank you so much for making the pod. We're going to pick this up in the next episode.
we don't
promise,
go.
we promise
Don't
to
go.
be-
I'm not going anywhere.
Today, say,
I know people will
Yeah, go. At the